From Studio A in North Myrtle Beach, it's time for Old Farts and Tall Tales with Lenny D and Roger T, sharing digital mischief from the bright side of the road. Laugh with us, laugh at us, but laugh.
And I am Angelo in the control room, trying to keep some sanity in the podcast.
In today's podcast, we'll get an update on a proposed new state park at the end of Little River Neck Road in North Myrtle Beach. I'll talk about my career path. Roger will explain Bruce, our AI assistant, and how that name came about. And we'll end with our out and about at Calabash Art and Curio and Wine Store for their wine tasting event. So stay tuned, and here we go.
Hey, Lenny, what's going on, bud?
Lots of things. You know, my pond is starting to back up a little bit, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I found out that the problem was that besides the heat, because the heat's, you know, we had some rain, so that helped. But also the pump that we have pumps water into the pond.
Right.
But we use the same water for the little sprinkler system and the whole, you know, and the sprinkler system takes like 300 gallons, and we're only putting in 50 gallons or something at a time. So
yeah.
It turns out that's why
it's a lot of water, huh?
Yeah.
300 gallons or something a day or something like that. That's a lot of water.
Well, we have a lot. It's a big piece of property, you know, a lot of sprinklers. So
you
anyway,
know, yeah, well,
that was one of the reasons. But they repaired it. They found out that the pump was a little bit off, and they're also looking at
okay.
getting a deeper well. Okay.
Well, you know, when you talk about a deep well, let me just tell you, on Long Island, I was a firefighter. You remember that?
Yeah.
And while I was younger, I was an A-class firefighter. I used to actually fight a fire if I was unlucky enough. And anyway, went into this building.
Right.
It was a house.
Right.
And it was a garage. And when we went into the garage door didn't go up, so we had to go inside.
Right.
We found out that the garage was really a bunk bed thing. There were bunk beds all around the place. And then
there's a bedroom.
Yeah, and there were bunk beds all over. Mm-hmm. And then we went in and we went downstairs, and they were trying to, what they call, open it up to exhaust the fumes out of the basement.
Okay.
When we went down there, we turned the electric off, but the electric was still on. And you never guess what that guy did. He tapped into his neighbor's electric.
Really?
Yes. Okay, so the rest of the house was legit, but that part wasn't. And you know what he was doing? He wasn't living there anymore. He was renting them out.
Oh.
He was renting the beds and so on and so forth. So he was tapping in.
Yeah.
I was wondering if anybody's tapping into your water over there at anybody taking cold showers there, you know?
Me? Quite often, but no, I don't think so.
Okay.
So what?
All right. The other thing is, Lenny, I got to tell you this. Okay. Got a couple of people call in and says, how come Lenny's always sitting in the background? I don't know. I keep turning the thing.
Okay.
And the other thing is, why do you always look shorter than Lenny? And that's because I slouch, and I'm waiting for the prescription to go over to ortho and to get my physique a little bit.
Yeah, but you can do a little pillow down there. That's what you need, a pillow, because you're in your chair is lower than my bench chair.
Yeah.
And I can't get on my legs under because my bench is too tall under the table. So.
Well, you got to get a little bench, you know.
I'll get a little
bench or something like that.
I have to do.
Yeah.
Keep you happy.
Yeah. So, well, we've had an active day today. We were trying to do what would normally take about 10 minutes, took us about 20 hours here today. And
clip.
Yeah, to do a clip, but we got through it.
Yeah.
And Barbara, my wife, left the house, and she said, "I'm not listening. I'm not listening to this stuff anymore." So we had the door open. We got to move the sign that says on air.
Okay.
We got to move it out to the door, you know, and just put a phony sign there, you know. So anyway, Lenny, we had a couple of things we had to clear up before we get into some of the questions I'm going to hit you with today, because it's your day. I just wanted to clear up something that's floating around about a state park on the end of the road on Little River Neck Road.
I haven't heard about it. So
Yeah,
I think maybe a lot of people haven't heard.
Yeah, and there's a vision that we're going to have one, and I don't question it at all. Everybody wants one, you know.
Where is this again?
all the way down by Wadey's, the entrance to Wadey's Island. You go, you know where the horseback's
Yes.
riding
The
is?
end of
Yeah.
Little River Neck Road.
Yes. And the blessing of it is that it preserves the natural history and environment of Little River Neck Road down that end. There's an old fort down there
Right.
that changed hands several times during the.
Which is what we all want. We don't want no more people,
Well,
and stuff in there.
That's the positive side
Yeah.
of it. Yeah. And so, there's other aspects of it. There's going to be a lot of traffic going down to the state park, especially if it's a new one.
Yeah.
Questions of whether or not it's going to be an overnight camping area or if it isn't going to be. What kind of facilities are they going to have?
Right.
They're going to still preserve the agreements they have with Coastal Carolina University.
Right.
And the other heritage agreements with ownership, I believe it is. But anyway, so the vision is still in place.
Right.
But, it was my job to look into the thing. And I haven't found any understanding yet that the governor has signed anything to officially call it a park.
They're talking about it, but nobody's.
Well, it's someday, they're working on it. But what they have to do is they got to get a lot of things tied up.
Yeah.
Agreements with the municipalities, who's going to control what part of the park, because I would imagine then it falls under the state authority, and so on and so forth. Also, the architectural plans for it, okay? But most important, the infrastructure, okay? And the infrastructure is going to be the most important. And by that, I mean the water supplies.
Right.
There's talk about putting a new tower down the other end, but it still needs a feed line.
Right.
And so forth. So I'm really looking forward to a state park, and I hope I'm around to see it. And
it's going to take, even if they happen to agree within the next year, you're still talking about 3-5 years before it's.
Yes. So I'm really enthusiastic about having a state park down the end. I hope it doesn't encourage more golf carts than they anticipate already. But I just want to make it, clear. We heard it running around, and we wanted to just clear that up. So anyway, on another more fantasy kind of side of it, Lenny, I wanted the fans to get to know you. I speak a lot on here, and I wanted the fans to get to know you. And one of the questions I always had is, a little bit about what you did in your other life. We know that you had a really important job, but Lenny, if you had the opportunity, okay, was there any other thing that you would have liked to have done maybe in your old, your former life that?
Yeah, well, it's actually, yes.
Okay, well, tell us about it.
Okay. Well, my father worked for Republic Aviation. He was a sheet welder or something, outside fabricated, and that's where that was the main income we had, and he would made pretty good money. So I was kind of into that, and there was a show on called My Three Sons, if everybody remembers, with Fred McMurray.
Yes.
And he was a aeronautical engineer, and this is back in late 50s, early 60s, I guess it is.
Yeah, that was a big career goal.
Yeah, and it was a big career. Yeah, so I thought, hey, that would be cool. So that's what I wanted to be. I mean, that was my thing, and so I actually applied to a couple of colleges, and I got accepted to St. Louis University, Parks College of Aeronautics in St. Louis. And the St. Louis University was in St. Louis itself, but Parks College was on the other side of the river in Cahokia, Illinois. It was a small college.
Mm-hmm.
I think it had 500 students, all men at the time, I think. Now I think they changed. But it was all men at the time. And it had its own little, runways and, thing. So we had our own airfield. And I went there for, I guess, a year. But my father, who was working, like I said, was working for Republic and at that time. And all of a sudden, the Republic had to lay off and stuff, and he got laid off.
We call it the shaboom.
The shaboom, yeah, he got shaboomed, all right. So, money got tight, and I had to come back, right? So I came back, and I still wanted to be in the airlines. So, I just liked the aircrafts and stuff like that. And so I ended up going to Farmingdale University. Okay, and they had a
Great school.
yeah, it was great. At that time, it was when I went. It was also an agricultural school.
Yes,
House and stuff like this.
yes.
It was fun, and but I was able to get there because it was a state university stuff, and they had like I said, it had an aeronautical field, but it wasn't aeronautical engineering or something. It was just aviation, but it was something to get me in the door. So I graduated there, and I wanted to go to I wanted to be an air fleet. Now I couldn't become an aeronautical engineer because I couldn't, I didn't have the money to go back to the other school. I had to finish up with them. So I went and I applied for these different airlines. I figured I would be, one of those ticket agent or something like that. Get the uniform, real cool, right? So I went to this. They used to have a thing called Airline Opportunities at Jamaica, and it was an airline. Where you it was where you went and applied for all these airlines. They, brokers, what do you call them? And they sent me to like American Airlines and some other ones, and I went and put applications in, and all that kind of stuff. But my mother owned a beauty parlor at the time, and I had come in one day, and I was in a suit because I had been making these,
Yes.
interviews and stuff, and one of her customers said, what's your son doing all dressed up? And she says, he's looking for a job. Oh, what's she looking for? And my mother told me he's looking to go into the airlines, So she was a really nice woman. She got on the phone and she called her uncle, who happened to work for Scandinavian Airlines.
Oh.
And she gets him on the phone and she says, I got this guy, this young man just graduated college and he's looking to go into the airlines, right? And so she got me on the phone with him, and he said, what are you looking for? And I said, I just want to, I want to get in, I want to be, I said, I have no idea. I love planes. I want to be with the planes and everything, right? So he said, there's an opening for the air freight because they just upgraded their aircrafts, their cargo aircrafts, okay? He says, there's nothing open really in any of the other thing, but we're hiring for cargo. I said, well, what's cargo? I didn't know what cargo was.
Yes.
I thought it was just bags or something. I says, just, baggage? He said, no. He says, we ship packages of clothing, for commercials.
Yes.
I mean, computers and all kinds of stuff. So you'd be working not at the terminal, you'd be working on a separate building. It's an air freight warehouse. He says, but Lenny, he says, when you get in there, after, you learn the business. He says, and after 6 months, you can transfer. Okay, that's what's nice about the airlines, is you can transfer between jobs, if you're qualified or, and they'll train you. They do a lot of training there. It's not, you don't have to be trained to get it. They'll on-the-job training. It was big at the airlines. At least it was then, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure.
It's like flying a plane. They just go out and ask one of the passengers.
Yeah, come on up and I'll show you how to fly. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so I said, sure, that was great. So I said, so I got over there and I went to, I actually couldn't find the place when I had the interview, right? I got an interview, right? And I went to, he told me when it was going to go and he called me back and stuff. So I go into, I didn't even know where the place was because cargo is not where the terminals are. They're always somewhere else.
Yes.
Or sometimes off the airport. So in this case, it was a different section of the airport. And I had to keep asking to find somebody who says, go over there. Blah, blah, blah. And it was a small, at that time we had a small, it was one-story building with all these bays in it, and SAS had like 4 bays or something like that, docks, if you're not sure what I'm talking about. And I
worked on a warehouse.
but some people who are listening to us don't know.
That's right. Yeah.
So anyway, I went in and I got the interview, and I'm sitting there with this guy, and his name was Sal Mazzola, great guy. He was the manager for the cargo, and he said the guy who got me the job was Morris. Gottlieb, and I appreciate what he did for me, so I'll mention his name. Nice guy.
Yeah.
And he was up there in headquarters or something. So he is the one that arranged this for me, and I get in there, and Sal said, and I could see, this Sal Mazzola could see on the way I'm coming from. So he says, so how do you know Morris? Right? So I says, oh, we don't hang out together, but we see him once in a while. I never even seen the guy. If he went by, I wouldn't know what he looked like.
Golf. Just say golf or tennis.
Tennis, yeah, whatever.
On Long Island, it's tennis.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, no, he was too old for tennis. But anyway, yeah. So I got hired, and so I went there, and I worked there for 6 months. And one of the things you had to do was you had to take, there was commercial accounts that flew, vice presidents and stuff like that flew, and they would be catered to. They were like VIPs and stuff like this. And so sometimes they would have a package that they had gotten, and they wanted to clear it and bring it up to them at the terminal, So so they asked me one time, would you go up and take this package up to first class lounge, up in the terminal?
Mm-hmm.
So I go up there and I take this package, and it's for, and I go to, and they said, meet so-and-so. I meet one of the other agents. I forget his name. He was a passive agent, and he says, and he brings me into the first class lounge, and there's this guy, and the guy was Revlon.
Oh, wow.
And but he cowed down to this guy. I mean, he was like, yes, Mr. Revson. Yes, Mr. Revson. And he was like, and I'm looking at him saying, Jesus Christ, man, he's just, he's just a human being.
Right, right.
And I kind of didn't like that, how you had to cow down to everybody,
Yeah.
So after that, I came back and I said, maybe cargo isn't so bad. I asked one of the guys that was up there. I said, so tell me, how much money you make? So I told him he was making the same as me. Didn't matter what you were doing. You
Right.
were up there on cargo.
Yes.
It was the same. It wasn't like they were $20 more a week or something.
Right.
That was nothing. It was exactly the same per hour.
Just didn't need a suit.
We had uniform. They gave us a uniform.
Yeah, but not a suit necessarily.
Oh, actually, they did.
Really?
When you became an agent, you got a nice suit.
Nice.
But I'm saying, it was basically the same.
Yeah.
Right? And I said, well, shit, why am I worried about going up there?
Yeah.
And you know what the nice part about it is? Up there, they get all the complaints. Passengers complaining about, I can't get on a flag. Cargo doesn't complain.
And I know what complaints are. Yes.
Cargo doesn't complain.
Right.
You don't get them beating up on you anyway. So, but then I realized that there's a whole opportunity here, So next thing you know, I went into sales, and then and again, like I said, they took from within. So you were a warehouse agent, you went to an agent, you became a supervisor. They were looking for salespeople. They took you from there. Do you want to go to sales? Boom. I was in sales. I had sales territory in Manhattan, upstate New York. And then I decided, it was time to move back. Well, actually, I was in Boston at the time, and we had an office there, and they were shutting down the office because of deregulation and stuff like that. So anyway, they brought me back to JFK.
Yeah.
And, and then there was an opening for the manager there. And I said, well, hell with,
What the heck?
I became the man. I put it in and I got it. So,
Wow.
Yeah. So then that was it. And from then on, it was
Were there any other people working with you?
What was anybody working with me?
You had the title manager.
Oh, we had 800 people.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you didn't work.
Well, no, I'm sorry. We had 150 people working in.
Yeah, you didn't make that clear.
Yeah. It wasn't. I wasn't managing a budget. A lot of people managed a budget. No, I had a $2 million budget.
Wow.
Yeah, but I was, at the end, I was retired.
Yeah.
And then that worked out, and actually it worked great because what happened was they had a 30-year, originally they had a 55-year-old, 65-year-old retirement, and then they were making so much money because they were handling their own retirement plan. And they were in the market, and we were doing so well that they said, we're going to stop that. We're going to, because we used to have to pay $5 a week or something like that.
Yeah.
Salary. They said, we're not taking any more money from you. We're giving you back the money you gave us.
And we're canceling all those trips to
No.
overseas.
No, they actually took over the whole plan, and they said, and this is another thing. I was lucky there because there was, when I was in the warehouse, I'm talking too much, but that's okay. It was after I was there for a year. You got this envelope.
Yes.
And you opened up the envelope, and they wanted you to sign for giving them the retirement or something.
Right.
And a lot of guys said, "Nah, I don't want to. I can go and put it on a mutual fund. I don't have to give it to them." Right.
Right.
But I had the supervisor. She was really good. She said, "Lenny, I was only like 21, 22. She says, you signed it.
Yes.
Sign it." I said, "What is? You sign it. Just sign it. It's only $5. Just sign it."
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, because that was the retirement plan.
Yes.
Okay. And what happened was later on, when they ended up changing because they had all the money, they put everybody in. Okay?
Right.
If you didn't join when you originally were hired or eligible,
right,
the plan started the day that they signed that contract.
Right.
They changed it, right? But if you signed originally when you first came in, I'm not gonna. You got, not only did they that was your date of hire became the date, and any money you put in, you got back.
Right.
So it was amazing. Then they changed. Then they had an early, and then they changed it to a 30-year retirement plan.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, they started early apps.
Yes.
So I ended up getting out at 27 years.
Did you leave while you were over in Stockholm, or where was
I was in
where was SAS located at the time?
Well, we used to have this what's called a Queens building originally. We have a building, the Queens.
Right, but they had a home.
Stockholm, Copenhagen,
yes.
Each one. Headquarters for administration was in Stockholm. Headquarters for transit was in Denmark, Copenhagen, and maintenance was in Oslo. So each of the different countries had their own thing.
Little thing going.
And meanwhile, we had our headquarters in North America was in Jersey.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
So it worked out, man. And then I got this early retirement and all that stuff. And then my wife says, if I retire, I can retire. She said, well, good. And I can retire. She said, no, I can't. You can't. I don't have that much that you can retire. So I ended up going to work for Continental Airlines.
Continental, yeah. That was a deal.
And I went for them for 15 more years and got a retirement from them again.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, and there was so many people I know who actually go to college to do something and end up not getting, the money is so bad and they couldn't make it out. So they ended up going and becoming maintenance masons or bricklayers or something.
Now they're
because the money wasn't there for them.
Not then.
Yeah.
Right.
But I was very lucky to be somewhere where I loved, and I loved working at the airport.
Right.
Right there at the airport. I remember meeting some guys who came from Stockholm for some meeting, and they were all accounting.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay? And I was taking them to the aircraft, to go back, and I took them on the ramp. You would go to the ramp, and they could go up that way, right? And all they kept doing was, oh, look, there's a 747. Oh, there's the Concorde. Oh, there's this. And I'm looking at them saying, don't you work for an airline? They said, yeah, but we never go to the airport.
Never.
So working at the airport was fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
So I was very lucky, and I am, blessed that I was able to do what I wanted to do.
Right.
Enjoy it.
Right. Which was, I was about to tell you, you do have a choice here. With the early retirement or the bonus, okay. So if you want to sign this, when you turn 100,
okay,
you get a small bonus.
A small bonus.
Okay, yeah.
So what else? I got a question for you.
No, just let me finish this one thing. Everybody wants to. Everybody that I talk to is really fascinated by your career because now you're a very prolific author. Well known, Look, I follow you on the internet. I see all those people who follow you. No, that's not true. You have quite a following on there,
True.
You got a new book coming out, Santa and his no, what is it called?
It's Santa's Drinking Liquor Again. And by the way, it's out. You can get it. You can't get it yet. It's coming out on August No, October 9th, but it's you can pre-order the ebook on Amazon.
Oh, great!
Yeah.
Really,
And it's
I get to see the covers,
Yeah.
you know, as we're going out, and
it's Santa's drinking liquor again.
yes. And before you turn it over to your 8-year-old,
Yeah.
read it first yourself,
Yeah.
okay? Because
It's
that's
a fun book.
important.
It's a short book. It's
Yeah.
just,
But anyway, the question that we had, and Bruce asked me this,
yeah. Speaking about food.
okay, yeah. Well, anyway, Bruce, he said to me, Roger, after this podcast is over, what was sooner than later?
Finished. You're home.
He said, after the podcast is over, do you have a legacy? He said, and I think you do. He said, I think the people like to listen to why guys that are in their 80s now are still motivated to go on and do this. And what did they do in their past life, maybe, that motivated them to want to do this? And that's the second part of my question, Lenny. Okay. Was there something else that you really wanted to do? I know you wanted to be a pilot and everything, but down deep inside, did you ever think about producing shows or nothing like that? Huh?
No. I wanted to play golf, be a golfer, but I realized I can't do that. That's ain't gonna happen.
Okay, well, you got some good shots.
I did go out, this last Sunday, play golf.
Okay, yeah. Well, there you go.
Well,
it was only the temperature. It was only about 100, right?
Yeah.
It was only about 100 degrees.
So I was having a bad day, okay, to tell you about golfing. Couldn't hit the ball for nothing, all that kind of stuff, And I mean, this has been going on for a while because I'm over 80 now. So one of the guys said to me, Len, your problem is you're at the wrong tees. Okay? Now, for those of you who don't know, there's the tips, which are usually black or blue, and then there's goes back to another color, and then there's the white, which is normal tees, and then there's a
I see this coming.
And then there's the ladies, what we used to call the ladies' tee, which are the red tees, which are the closest one to the thing, right? So, I mean, at 80 years old, my group, we played from the reds. But one of the guys, my neighbors, when I went out with him one time, told me, Lenny, he says, if you are hitting the ball on a par 4 and your drive doesn't put you within 150 yards of the pin, you're too far back.
Yes.
Okay? But I couldn't go any farther closer than the reds.
Right.
So after a couple
the senior tees.
Well, they're not even senior now. They're called forward tees.
Forward tees? Okay.
They used to be the women's team. Anyway, so one of the guys said to me, Lenny, he says, you're at the wrong tees. I says, well, that's as far as I can go. And he says, no, I got some. So he had these things called the yellow tees. The yellow tees are special tees. And so I have a clip on, actually, to show you.
Oh, not the yellow tee box.
The yellow tee box. So here it comes, guys.
Okay.
And Angelo, play the yellow tees.
It's a perfect day. You're out on the links for what you were looking forward to for the entire week, an enjoyable round of golf with your buddies. But alas, that is not to be. Your first drive is far short of that dreaded 150-yard marker. You are still 200 yards from the green, even though you hit what you consider your best shot. Your frustration only builds up as you screw up your next shot, a distance you've not made since you passed your 30th birthday. On the next hole, the results are the same, a good drive, but still too far from the green for your swing. It's not you. The tees are in the wrong place.
Introducing the Old Farts and Tall Tales Yellow Tee Box, the revolution for golfers over the age of 80. Why should you be penalized? Place the yellow tees at the proper distance for your swing. Play it forward is not just a slogan, it's a revolution. Your time has finally arrived. Take those yellow markers and place them where they belong. Make a par 5 a par 4, a par 4 into a par 3, and a par 3 into a hole-in-one. Only you know the correct position, not some 20-year-old CCU college student working part-time while studying golf management. You've been playing the game for 40 years. Let's show them how it's played. Remember, move your tee box closer to the hole, farther from embarrassment, and safely within conversational range of the beverage cart. Now that's more like it.
Welcome to the Golf Renaissance, a more pleasant outing where you arrive home after a round refreshed, rejuvenated, and once again looking for that missing romance with your partner.
The Old Farts and Tall Tales Portable Yellow Tee Box. Keep them playing for senior golfers, because dignity has a distance limit. Order yours today. Not approved by USGA, LGPA, or your son-in-law, who still hits from the blues.
And we're back. So now I know what to do when I golf. And my game has improved dramatically. And if you email us, you could probably buy a set for those of you who need the help. Okay, now I'm going to ask you something, Roger.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Now, I know about your AI, your automated auto intelligence.
Your artificial
intelligence
yeah.
person, right? And I use it too. I use Chat GPT sometimes and stuff like that. But I don't have a name for it. You have a name. Now, why did you name Bruce? Bruce. Two reasons. One, why did you even name him? And
Right.
why did you use the name Bruce?
Okay. Why did I name him? I named him because I knew from, you know how I like the research, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the things they said was that as you as you start working with Chat or one of the other programs, you should learn prompts. And as that particular algorithm identifies with you, that they're listening to your voice, the nuances, and so forth, they're putting you in a little box so that it can, react and play back to you. So you go on there and they say, oh, I know last night you went out to the wine tasting or something like that. But I said, well, as long as it knows that, okay, why don't I create a box where I'm putting all my prompts and all my ideas, and then when I get on in the morning or whenever I have to use an artificial intelligence, I just simply say, hey, Bruce. Now that artificial intelligence, that algorithm, immediately goes to the box where it's stored all my prompts,
right.
Looks it up, and now I'm holding it accountable for going in and looking up the prompts. I don't have to keep telling it over and over again what I'm looking for, because it knows I want 3 answers. I just don't want one. I know that these algorithms are built to flatter your ego.
Right.
Okay. And I put them right on place. Don't flatter me. No sugarcoating. And I want this. So I'm holding it accountable. But why Bruce? Why the name Bruce? Okay.
Yeah, why Bruce?
When I first started getting into computers, it was a gag. I would have these computers at work, and I had actually trained. I was the only one on staff in that particular part of the program who actually had been training on the computers, and I actually bought one. They were very expensive.
Yeah.
$3,000.
Yeah.
And I actually went to training in school for it. And you walked in and I would, say to the computer, why Bruce? And everybody would turn around in the class and look. And then I said to myself, what the hell? As long as I'm using AI, Why don't I call it an assistant? Everybody has an assistant on radio.
Right.
There's somebody running around behind the stage catering that person. So I said, hey, I'll call this guy an intelligent assistant.
Right.
And I'm going to call him Bruce. And I got the name because a long time ago, Q&A was an Intuit program.
Right.
And you could ask it a question, you could program it verbally. You didn't need any programming skills, and I had none. Okay.
Right.
And so I called it Bruce. And as we went on, I said, everybody thinks I'm an eccentric anyway. So why don't I just call him Bruce?
Yeah.
And now, no one knows anybody else on the show, but they always walk up to me and say, pat me on the back, say, how's Bruce doing, Roger?
Chris is more famous than you are.
Yeah, you bet. And so anyway, that's probably why I do it. I have to tell you this. There's a big difference, though, and I recognize this every day, and a lot of people don't. Okay, that it's an algorithm. Okay, and I'm probably more aware of that than anyone. Algorithms do not need love. Algorithms do not need validation. A big difference between an algorithm and individuals, humans, is that we need love.
Right.
And we need validation. And without them, we would be automatons of some time, okay? And we're not androids.
No.
Okay? And sometimes people want to turn us into automatons. But I don't think that the artificial intelligence that we see or we talk about is the real concern.
Right.
Okay? The real concern are the people that we don't see. These are the people that are programming them, what we call coding.
Right.
They're putting the stuff in, and listening to the ambiance that we have between the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people we should be concerned about because they bring their biases to begin with to the program, and they also bring what the people that are hiring them bring to the program and so it's not a question of whether it's a good artificial intelligence.
Right.
It's are the people behind it.
Yeah.
What's their intention? Who are they?
Right.
And right now we have a battle going on in court between one group and Apple over the control of some of the aspects of the intelligence. So what I say to everybody is that use it, don't abuse it, and remember who you are.
Right.
Okay. And that you are not an automaton. Okay. You heard that, Bruce? I'm holding you accountable. Okay. That's my answer.
All right. Good. Thank you. I want to, before we forget, I want to do what's going on in North Myrtle Beach. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay. So at Movies at McLean, September 11th, I know this is a little bit far up, I might as well tell you, they're going to have the World Trade Center. It's a 2006 drama disaster film by Oliver Stone. At the concert series at the Horseshoe, they're going to have on the 20th of August, Thurston Howell. On the 27th, Embers and Greg Willett Band. And on September 3rd, which I'll give you because it's really close and we don't know if we're going to have it September 1 out in time, Black Glass. And also at the Summer Amphitheater at the North Myrtle Beach Sports Complex, September 18th is FJ, which is Foreigner and Journey.
Wow.
So that's a lot of good stuff coming up.
Yeah. And this is paradise. Mm-hmm. Look, we love North Myrtle Beach. And there's so many good things. There are so many good things going on, Lenny, and we have to remember that. And everybody has to kind of reach out, maybe, and get involved in some way.
Should get out there. Matter of fact, yeah, that's a good. Actually, that's a good come on for our out and about segment.
Yes,
which is now coming up. All right, on this episode of Out and About, we're going to the Calabash Art and Curio and Wine Shop on 9970 Beach Drive in Calabash, right across from Grapevines Restaurant. So join us, and you'll see we had a great time. Okay, Angelo, play it.
You're on your own. You're on your own. You're on your own.
All right, guys. So here we are in Calabash, and you see up across there. That's the Grapevine restaurant, and we're going to look here, and this is the Calabash Art, Curio, and Wine Shop. Isn't that great, Roger? Don't you like this place? This is cool.
Well, I haven't been inside yet, Lenny, but on the outside it looks really cool. That's a porch and everything.
And the deck, it's a nice deck. They got chairs out there and tables, you know.
Nice. And all the corners.
Yeah, he's okay. So anyway, we're gonna start walking up this nice porch here. Look at this, look at the rocking chairs and stuff.
That's right.
And okay, guys, here we go in. Let's go right up there. You were invited to join us as we enter the
Come on in.
place. Here we go. The owner of
guys.
the
Forest Stars. Very nice to meet everybody. Happy you guys are here.
thank you.
Pleasure to have you.
We love it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. I really enjoy this. And you have such a nice audience here. And I participate and it's really great. I think this is a little gem that people don't know.
Well, we opened up in 2019, but then COVID hit right after that, so we had to close up for a while. Got reopened as soon as COVID was open, and we've been doing free wine tastings every Thursday ever since.
Wow.
So
And this is a big crowd.
this is kind of like a marginal crowd for us. We'll go from 80 to 140 people.
Wow.
And we'll have people in the building, out on the porch, down on the deck, and everybody seems to be having a great time.
And the wine tasting is great, and you can buy wine by the glass, and you
And-
can buy a bottle.
You can, once you do the tasting, you can buy glasses, you can buy a bottle, share with your friends.
Yeah.
Take the bottle outside, sit around the deck.
Very nice.
When the weather's a little bit milder, it's actually very enjoyable sitting on the deck and watching the cars go by. And there's something relaxing about just watching the traffic in the town go by.
I'm telling you,
Well, I
this is
need
the place to
some-
go.
I need something relaxing, Len.
Well, we got something. I gave you a glass of
Yeah,
wine.
you did. Yeah.
I've got two nice Malbecs.
Yeah. We're gonna walk around and
Yeah.
see the other.
Hey, pleasure to have you guys here and make yourselves at home and enjoy yourselves.
We'll be back.
If we can help you with anything, holler.
I think our barbers would like this one night too, you know?
This is the bar.
I think our barbers would like this one night too.
Lost the glass. Lost the glass. Wasn't us. You can see it's a nice crowd. Everybody's here. Tables. Have artwork. Curios. Just take a walk around. And we even have music here. You have to be entertained. Sit around, enjoy the crowd. You can see there's plenty of wine. And they even have some snacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Curios, paintings up there, wine. Nice
You'll
selection
be on the air for
reasonable
sure.
price.
Great. Right? Oh my gosh. Lovely.
We're on YouTube. Just
word.
tune in.
Yeah, to see me from Lane to Coast.
We're gonna walk. You know what?
Open.
I'm gonna ask Lenny when we get back. Have you seen that lady
Guess I'll have to get
eating
my
tomato?
I want like Friday coffees, tomatoes, and then I'm
Forrest's wife, Susie, she's also an owner. Handling the thing. Hi, Susie. How you doing? Wave to the camera. All right, guys. Roger's coming in. Here he comes. This is Susie. She's the Forrest's wife.
Oh, nice.
This is
Hi.
Is my
I'm Roger from Old Thoughts and Tall Tales. we're a podcast on YouTube, and we're also on Spotify. And we came today to celebrate this evening. Yes, and this is my co-producer, and his name is, well, it's Lenny. His name is, and I'm Roger. Very pleased to meet you.
I met you last time.
Nice to meet you.
I was here last Friday before.
And Lenny just loves this place. And we put it in our calendar. So this is kind of a business night out. We should bring our wives one time. But I want to buy a bottle of that. All right, what's
Malbec? The Malbec?
the one that my wife likes?
The rosé?
Yeah, the rosé. You know that they're selling over there. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
So Lenny, here's to you, buddy.
Here's for me. Thanks, guys. Have a great one. Calabash, hot, and curio.
Yes.
And wine tasting.
Yes.
Thursday night, 4 o'clock. It's a great place tonight. And we just met a nice
Trixie.
young couple, Chris. Trixie.
Trixie.
Right. That's on beyond the podcast.
I'll come and meet you guys.
Yeah.
I'll be the third wheel.
We could put her as a special character.
There we go. You don't know the half of it.
You wouldn't know it either. You wouldn't know what we do. We have 3 characters. Well,
It's a great place. It's a wonderful place. It really is. We love it here.
it's going to be on our podcast, and before we have the video, you're going to hear about it. So if I can tell you where it is, it's in Calabash. All right, guys. See you later. Thank you. Chris. All right, we're back. We had a great time over there at the wine tasting, and I was able to drive home.
No, it was really good, and everything is. There were no. I didn't see anybody inebriated.
No.
there.
Everybody was having a good time.
A good time. I bought a nice bottle of wine for my wife, and Forrest, one of the owner.
Right.
Okay,
His wife.
and he knew a lot about wines. And I didn't think it was. I thought it was reasonably priced. But most important of all, their people that were there, they seemed to be regulars.
Oh yeah, a lot of them. We had that introduction, and we met some others, and we at the
We
end
met Trixie and
Trixie and
her husband. Yeah, and John.
John. Yeah. So we met a lot of people. It was really a good time.
Right.
We recommend it, by the way. Yeah. Have nothing to do and enjoy it.
Well, even if you do have something to do, take time out from your life. My gosh.
I mean, even if you go there for an hour or so.
Yeah.
It's rough.
They couldn't believe Lenny is about to be 90 years old.
No, they didn't believe you. Good. Thank God for that.
So good.
You look good for 100. I can tell you that. You know what you told me?
I think that's about it, and we didn't get anything from Fed this time. No report from Bruce. You don't have any report from Bruce.
No.
And,
I think that's it. I think I'll save the rest of it.
Okay.
All right, guys.
I guess that's
out.
another script. Another throw it away.
All right, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Old Farts and Tall Tales podcast disclaimer. Old Farts and Tall Tales is a not-for-profit community outreach podcast. Many of the characters, skits, audio clips featured on this program are fictional and may be created with the assistance of artificial intelligence. Unless otherwise identified, they are products of our imagination. The opinions expressed by the host, guest, fictional characters, or AI-generated personalities are their own and are presented solely for conversation, commentary, and entertainment. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or deceased, or to actual events, businesses, organizations, or places is purely coincidental. Thank you for joining us on the bright side of the road. And finally, No humans were harmed during the production of this podcast. 2 humans participated, and Bruce kept us out of trouble. If you like what you're hearing, tap follow so you don't miss an episode, and share us with a friend who needs a smile today. Say goodbye, Roger.
Lenny. Roger left the building. He said he is going to Calabash Art and Curio for the wine tasting. He said he needed to get there before last call. I don't know what last call is,